is there knowledge that you can only obtain from the practices that you could never learn just through reading a book? Like, is there a bandwidth of knowledge which is only accessible to us through the practices?
Absolutely. I think language is an incredible thing that we human beings came up with, and that's at the base of all that we have done. And that's why the origin of AI now everybody's talking about is chat GPT, right? Because you're like, oh my God, it can talk like humans. And so this ability to make sounds and embed meaning in it, and to be able to transfer it to another nervous system which can pick up those vibrations and then convert it into meaning, is quite a remarkable feat. And that's at the base of all civilization and all culture and all knowledge, Veda and Upanishads and Sutras and Agamas and Tantras and Puranas, all of it. But that's at certain level, and it's essential. That level of knowledge is very essential. But the experiential knowledge has a deeper level of being. And that's why in the Yoga Vedantic tradition, there is the Mastiska Jnana, which is the knowledge which is acquired through language. And then there is the Atma Jnana, which is acquired through practice. So both are complementary to each other. But you cannot just have one or the other. You cannot just say, okay, it's just the experience, only the practice and not understanding. The intellectual vocabulary-based understanding is very relevant. That's why we did come up with all these complex sounds and languages in Sanskrit and Hindi and English and so on and so forth. But also the experience, the practice. So when we are talking about love, the idea of love can be very cheap at times. You know, you can just write it on a t-shirt and a card, I love you, right? But when you experience love, that's what we are after, is it not? The experience of love cannot be understood in the mind. You cannot learn it in school that, okay, love equals to this and this. You can get those words, but to experience love is something totally different. And so when we dive into these practices, we can come into the experience of love. That's where even the idea of God, right? The idea of God is a troubling idea. That's so much so that now it's not so cool to say God. I can say it, I'm Indian. There are so many gods and goddesses there. So the word God has become such a troubling word. Only because the word is there, but the experience of God is not. And so the problem is not with God. The problem is in the one who is speaking of God. But so when you experience that which we refer to by the word Ishvara, Ishta, Bhagavan, God, whatever the word, Brahman, whatever words you use, these are words and they're relevant. But if you start to confuse the word as the meaning, then we are in trouble. And so for that, experience is required. And that's why these tools are designed to invoke that experience. Right? When the experience of God happens, then someone says to you, I believe in God. It's okay. Someone says, I don't believe in God. He says, yes, good. Someone says, there is one God. He says, yes, you're right. Someone says, there's many gods. Yes, you're right. Someone says, there is no God. Yes, you're right. Someone says, I am God. Yes, you're right. That's not blasphemy. Someone says, you know, you are God. Yes. Yes. What color is God? Black. Yes, yes, yes. Is her tongue out? Yes, yes, yes. God is monkey. Yes. God is a tree. Yes. For there is only God then, at that level of experience. But God at the level of knowledge is God with certain judgments and critiques and ideas and all of that. And then there is God and there is self and all these ideas which are helpful. But if we stay at that level and we are not able to experience that Patanjali says in the Yoga Sutra, one of the biggest obstacles to knowledge is knowledge. Are you following me? So it becomes so much easier to be playful than with children. Have you been with children? How many of you spend time with children? You've all spent time with yourself, so we all have them. It's a trick question. So we've all spent time. Remember, as a child, not when your mental activity increases and you get to the tween and the teen, but just at that 4, 5, 6, it's easier for you to be playful. because you have less knowledge, right? And so then you get more knowledge, and you somehow start to become more complicated. More buts. I understand, but yes or no? I get it, Anand, what you're saying, but. And that but is nothing but accumulated knowledge. Yes or no? It's just accumulated knowledge. And so knowledge can be a great help, but also a great trouble for us. And so in our tradition, experience is fundamental, and that's why there's such emphasis on full spectrum practice.